Happy New Year, C4SO. Hope you guys all had a wonderful end to your Advent season and a Merry Christmas with your family and loved ones. This is Pastor Drew Henley here from Atlanta, and I am coming to you with what will probably be the final update from the Bishop Search Committee. As you all know, we had a wonderful time at the round three of the interview process here in Atlanta in mid-December, and we ended that time with two well-qualified candidates that we will put forth as the slate for the Diocesan Bishop election. It's going to happen in April. And these two candidates' names will not be released to the public quite yet. They have to complete background checks, which will take right around 8 to 12 weeks. As soon as the candidates do complete those background checks, the diocesan office will announce their names as well as give multiple avenues for you all to get to know these two candidates through content, through writing, through videos. So we cannot wait for you to get to know them and are excited about the work, the preparation the diocesan office is doing to make sure that they are presented to you well and thoroughly. This will all happen prior to the special election happening online at the Diocesan Convention on April 26th. So, all that to say, I want to give you a little bit of a window in to this background check process. One of the things that we have wanted to do in these videos is just kind of help you guys understand what's going on in this process. So now that we are kind of moving to the background of the search committee and the diocesan office is kind of taken over, here is kind of a list of things that will happen in this background check process. So first of all the background checks are done through the Oxford Document Management Company. And then the background check will then go through, that's the first round. The second round is a background check with vigilant employment screening, which will conduct a county civil search for every county in which the finalist has ever resided. They will also do a professional internet mining and social media search. They'll dig up everything that they can find about these two men on the internet. It's a big internet, so they got a lot of work to do. But through that process, they will just make sure there's nothing out there that would disqualify the candidates from this role. In addition to this, they would go through an independent psychological evaluation as well as a physical examination by a physician to make sure they're physically fit for this role. After this, an interview is done with the finalist, each finalist's wife, making sure just to ask specific questions to make sure of her support for the possible call as well as the health of their marriage. Finally, there's a professional screening that is done for any inappropriate sexual behavior, making sure again that the candidates are fit for this role. At this point in the process, if there's green lights through every point of the background check process, the committee will hand over the keys fully to the diocesan office, and we move to the background. Like I said, they are overseeing this or working alongside Bishop Murdoch to oversee each step of the background check process. And our job, a couple members of the committee or a few members of the committee, our job is simply to review the results, make sure everything looks good, and kind of keep everything moving through the process. And in the final step, before you all will find out who the candidates are, the House of Bishops will actually see these results as well, and they will make a final decision to consent to the candidates being considered for election. So everything gets greenlit, everything is moving forward, and we're assuming that it will be. These are two wonderful men, and so once the House of Bishops gives that final consent, then you will get communication from the diocesan office, like I said, of who these two candidates are, as well as multiple avenues for you to get to know them. And we would encourage you to take every opportunity to get to know them. They are two incredibly godly, gifted men, and we cannot wait for you guys to have a chance to get to know them. As a reminder, at the Diocesan Convention, the special election at the Diocesan Convention, try to say that 5 times fast is like my fourth take on doing this because I struggle to get through that, but I just nailed it there. At that Diocesan Convention with the special election on April 26th, the clergy and the lay delegates will be the only ones voting on the bishop. So I just want to give a reminder for kind of how that process works. But Finally, I want you to say, please be praying for this election process. Continue to be praying for this election process. Pray for these candidates. We have asked a lot of them over the last few months. Be praying for them as they go through a somewhat grueling process with these background checks. Be praying that the Lord would meet them, that He would guide them, that this would be an opportunity, a season where they really grow in intimacy with Jesus, and that they would look back on this season with great joy and fondness of how God met them, personally met them and their families through this process. Thank you again for walking alongside us as a search committee in this process, in this journey, and I can't wait to see so many of you at the online at the convention, and hope you guys have a wonderful start to your year.